The herbalist continued, advising them to seek an alternative match for Olu to secure his happiness and prosperity. Distraught and confused, Olu's parents returned home with a heavy burden on their hearts. They knew they had to act swiftly to protect their son from a future filled with uncertainty and hardship. In a small village nestled among rolling hills and lush greenery lived a young couple deeply in love. Ngozi, a vibrant and cheerful young woman, had captured the heart of Olu, a hard-working man known for his kindness and strong sense of family duty. Their love bloomed amidst the whispers of the village, where neighbors admired their bond and hoped for a union blessed by happiness. One sunny afternoon, Olu decided it was time for Ngozi to meet his parents. With a heart full of excitement, he led her along the winding path to his family's modest home. There, Ngozi was warmly welcomed by Olu's parents, who were eager to meet the woman who had stolen their son's heart. "Welcome, my dear," Olu's mother greeted Ngozi with a warm smile. "What is your name, and what month were you born?" Ngozi, ever polite and respectful, answered their questions with grace. She delighted Olu's parents with her cooking skills and her willingness to help around the house. Days turned into weeks, and Ngozi seamlessly became a part of Olu's family life, her laughter filling their home with joy. But unknown to the young couple, Olu's parents harbored concerns about their compatibility. They believed in the wisdom of the village herbalist, a man known for his accurate readings of destinies and marriages. His words carried weight among the villagers, often guiding important decisions. One fateful day, Olu's parents decided it was time to consult the herbalist about their son's future with Ngozi. Together, they journeyed through the village, past bustling markets and quiet shrines, until they reached the herbalist's hut, nestled under the shade of an ancient baobab tree. The herbalist, a venerable old man with deep lines etched on his face, welcomed them solemnly. He listened attentively as Olu's parents recounted their concerns about Ngozi and Olu's future together. After performing intricate rituals involving cowrie shells and incense, the herbalist spoke with a voice that carried the weight of prophecy. "My dear friends," the herbalist began, his eyes gazing into the distance as if reading the threads of fate. "This union, though seemingly blessed, is not as it appears. The stars tell me that if Olu marries this woman, she will be his downfall." Olu's parents exchanged worried glances, their hearts heavy with concern. They knew not to question the herbalist's wisdom, for his predictions were often regarded as irrefutable truths. The herbalist continued, advising them to seek an alternative match for Olu to secure his happiness and prosperity. Distraught and confused, Olu's parents returned home with a heavy burden on their hearts. They knew they had to act swiftly to protect their son from a future filled with uncertainty and hardship. Following the herbalist's advice, they began to consider other potential brides for Olu, hoping to find one whose destiny aligned more favorably with his own. Unaware of the consultation that had taken place, Ngozi continued to pour her love and devotion into her relationship with Olu. She dreamed of their future together, picturing a life filled with laughter and love. Little did she know that the seeds of doubt had been sown in her absence, casting shadows over their once bright future. As weeks passed, Olu's parents arranged for him to meet another young woman, as advised by the herbalist. She was introduced as Ada, a demure and gentle soul from a neighboring village. Ada's presence brought a sense of calm to Olu's household, her quiet demeanor contrasting sharply with Ngozi's vibrant spirit. Once again, Olu's parents sought the herbalist's guidance, eager to know if Ada was the right match for their son. The herbalist performed his rituals once more, interpreting the signs with the same solemnity as before. "Ada is the one," the herbalist declared, his voice resonating with certainty. "She will bring happiness and prosperity to Olu's life. The other woman is not meant for him. Her presence will only bring sorrow and misfortune." With a heavy heart, Olu made the decision to follow the herbalist's advice. He broke the news to Ngozi gently, explaining the situation as best he could. Ngozi was devastated, her heart shattered into a million pieces. She couldn't understand how their love, once so strong and pure, could be deemed unfit by an outsider's judgment. Heartbroken and bewildered, Ngozi returned to her own village, her spirit weighed down by sadness and unanswered questions. Meanwhile, Olu prepared to marry Ada, hoping that the herbalist's words would lead him to the happiness and stability he desired for his future. Little did Olu know that the herbalist's predictions would set off a chain of events that would challenge his beliefs and shake the foundations of his world. As he embarked on this new chapter of his life, he couldn't shake the feeling that perhaps, just perhaps, he had made a grave mistake by placing his trust in the words of the herbalist instead of in the love that once bound him to Ngozi. Months passed since Olu chose to follow the herbalist's advice and marry Ada, believing it would secure his happiness and prosperity. As they exchanged vows under the shade of an ancient mango tree, the village celebrated their union with dancing, music, and feasting. Ada, ever dutiful and gentle, endeared herself to Olu's family and the villagers alike with her quiet grace and caring nature. Initially, Olu convinced himself that he had made the right decision. Ada brought a sense of stability to his life, her presence smoothing over the rough edges of uncertainty that had plagued him since parting ways with Ngozi. Yet despite his efforts to bury his doubts, Olu couldn't help but feel a lingering emptiness within him, a longing for the vibrant spirit and love he had shared with Ngozi. Meanwhile, in her own village, Ngozi struggled to heal the wounds left by Olu's departure. She threw herself into her work and caring for her family, yet her heart remained heavy with sorrow. Rumors of Olu's marriage to Ada reached her ears through the village grapevine, reopening the wounds of betrayal and loss. Unexpectedly, life took a curious turn for both Ngozi and Olu. While Olu's marriage to Ada seemed outwardly blissful and harmonious, beneath the surface, cracks began to appear. Ada, though gentle and loving, lacked the fiery passion and deep connection Olu had once shared with Ngozi. Their conversations grew stilted, their laughter forced, and Olu found himself increasingly drawn to memories of the spirited young woman he had let slip away. Conversely, Ngozi's life took an unexpected turn for the better. Freed from the shadow of Olu's departure and the stigma of the herbalist's judgment, Ngozi flourished. She threw herself into her work with renewed vigor, her smile brightening the lives of those around her. Soon, she caught the eye of Ikenna, a kind-hearted farmer from a neighboring village who admired her strength and resilience. Ikenna courted Ngozi with patience and sincerity, gradually melting the icy shell of heartbreak that had encased her heart. Their love blossomed like the vibrant flowers in the village gardens, filling Ngozi's days with laughter, companionship, and a sense of belonging she had thought lost forever. As time passed, the stark contrast between Olu's life with Ada and Ngozi's newfound happiness with Ikenna became undeniable. Olu's household, once filled with hope and anticipation, now echoed with silent tensions and unspoken regrets. Ada, sensing her husband's distant demeanor, tried in vain to bridge the growing chasm between them, but her efforts fell short against the specter of Ngozi's memory. One fateful day, Olu's mother encountered Ngozi by chance at the village market. Overcome with guilt and remorse, she approached Ngozi with tearful apologies, admitting the role she and Olu's father had played in their separation. Ngozi listened with a mixture of sadness and understanding, her heart softened by the realization that fate had led her to a better life, one free from the constraints of false prophecies and misplaced trust. Deeply moved by Ngozi's forgiveness and grace, Olu's mother returned home with a heavy heart. She knew she had to confront the truth that had been buried beneath the herbalist's words. Gathering her courage, she sought out the herbalist once more, her mind burdened with questions that demanded answers. The herbalist, though initially reluctant, finally relented under the weight of Olu's mother's earnest plea for clarity. Performing his rituals with solemn reverence, he sought to uncover the truth that had been obscured by the shadows of false prophecy and misguided beliefs. To everyone's astonishment, the herbalist's divinations revealed a startling revelation. His earlier pronouncements about Ngozi and Ada had been based not on the stars' alignment or the threads of fate, but on a personal vendetta against Olu's family, stemming from a long-forgotten dispute over ancestral lands. Shocked and dismayed by the revelation, Olu's parents confronted the herbalist with a mixture of anger and disbelief. His deception had caused irreparable harm to their family and nearly cost them their son's happiness. With heavy hearts, they returned to Olu, determined to make amends and set things right.
Olu, torn between duty and desire, faced the most difficult decision of his life. Confronted with the truth about the false herbalist's deceit and the enduring love he still harbored for Ngozi, he knew he had to follow his heart's true desire. In a quiet corner of the village, under the shade of the same ancient mango tree where he had wed Ada, Olu sought out Ngozi. With trembling hands and tears in his eyes, he poured out his heart, begging for her forgiveness and confessing his undying love. Ngozi, her heart softened by time and healed by Ikenna's patient love, listened to Olu's heartfelt plea. Though tempted by the memories of their past love, she gently declined, explaining that her heart now belonged to another who had shown her the true meaning of love and loyalty. With a heavy heart, Olu accepted Ngozi's decision, realizing that their paths had diverged irreversibly. He returned to Ada, his heart heavy with regret, yet resolved to honor his commitment to her and make amends for the pain he had unintentionally caused. As the village embraced the lessons learned from Olu and Ngozi's tumultuous journey, they vowed never again to let the whispers of false prophecies and deceptive herbalists cloud their judgment or dictate their destinies. Instead, they would trust in the resilience of true love and the wisdom gained from their own experiences. And so, amidst the verdant hills and winding paths of their village, the tale of Olu, Ngozi, and the false herbalist became a cautionary tale, a reminder to trust not in the words of strangers, but in the enduring power of love, forgiveness, and the unwavering guidance of the heart.